10 minutes. In the time it takes to make breakfast, these 8 artists accidentally wrote songs that made them over $100 million. Some were half asleep. Some were in the bathroom. One was literally snoring. And the songs they spent months perfecting? Total flops. Number 3 will blow your mind. Let's go. Welcome back to Hidden Notes. Today we're proving that sometimes your worst day creates your biggest payday. These artists stumbled into fortunes while barely trying, and the contrast will shock you. If you love stories about the music industry's biggest accidents, hit that subscribe button, because we're about to reveal 8 songs that prove inspiration doesn't wait for permission. Song number 8. Wonderwall by Oasis. 9 minutes. 1 bedroom. $30 million. Noel Gallagher was trying to write a completely different song in 1995 when his fingers accidentally hit the wrong chord progression. Instead of stopping, he kept playing. 9 minutes later, he had Wonderwall fully written. Chords, melody, and lyrics scribbled in a notebook. Here's the insane part. Noel thought it was too soft for Oasis and almost gave it away to another artist. His brother Liam fought to sing it, and good thing he did. Wonderwall has been streamed over 1 billion times on Spotify alone. It's been covered 400 plus times. It still makes Noel approximately $400,000 per year in royalties nearly 30 years later. Total earnings? Over $30 million from a mistake he almost threw away. Meanwhile, the song he actually intended to write that day? Nobody remembers it. Song number 7. Born in the USA by Bruce Springsteen. 7 minutes, 1 synthesizer, $60 million. Bruce Springsteen picked up a synthesizer in 1982, an instrument he barely knew how to play. He hit record and improvised for 7 minutes straight. That single take became Born in the USA. He almost deleted it, thinking it was too simple and too different from his usual style. His producer heard it and insisted they develop it. They kept that original 7-minute structure almost note for note. The song became one of America's most misunderstood anthems. Politicians used it at rallies thinking it was patriotic, completely missing that it's actually about a disillusioned Vietnam veteran. The Born in the USA album sold over 30 million copies worldwide. That single song has generated an estimated $40 to $60 million through sales, licensing, and film placements. All because Bruce accidentally picked up the wrong instrument and hit record. Song number 6. Every Breath You Take by The Police. 10 minutes. Middle of the night. $50 million. Sting couldn't sleep in Jamaica in 1982. He wandered into a piano at Ian Fleming's Goldeneye estate at 3 a.m. and the entire song poured out in 10 minutes. Melody, lyrics, structure, everything. He thought it was too simple and almost went back to bed. Here's what most people miss. Every Breath You Take isn't a love song, it's about stalking and obsession. But millions of couples chose it as their wedding song anyway, completely misunderstanding it. That misunderstanding made Sting incredibly rich. The song won Song of the Year at the Grammys. When Puff Daddy sampled it in 1997 for I'll Be Missing You, Sting made over $2 million because he owns 100% of the publishing. Add 4 decades of radio play and Every Breath You Take has generated over $50 million. Sting has said it makes him more money than everything else he's ever written combined. 10 sleepless minutes became his pension plan. Song number 5, I Can't Get No. Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones. 5 minutes, recorded while sleeping, $100 million. Keith Richards woke up in a Florida hotel room in May 1965 with a riff in his head. He grabbed his guitar, hit record on a cassette player, played the riff twice, and fell back asleep. The tape ran for 40 minutes, 2 minutes of riff, 38 minutes of Keith snoring. The next morning, he didn't even remember doing it. He played the tape back and heard the Satisfaction riff for the first time. Mick Jagger wrote the lyrics that afternoon during soundcheck in maybe 6 minutes. Combined conscious effort? Less than 10 minutes total. They thought it was just a decent album track. Instead, it became their first #1 hit in America, and is now called the greatest rock riff ever recorded. Satisfaction has generated over $100 million across 6 decades through sales, licensing, and that riff appearing in countless commercials. Keith literally dreamed his way to $100 million. He's joked that he should sleep more often. Song number 4, I Will Always Love You by Dolly Parton. 8 minutes. Backstage tears. $50 million. Dolly Parton sat alone in a Grand Ole Opry dressing room in 1973, crying after ending her partnership with mentor Porter Wagoner. She grabbed a pen and wrote, I will always love you in 8 minutes, as a goodbye letter she knew he'd never read. She recorded it the next day, thinking it was too personal to be a hit. It went to number 1 anyway. She made decent money, nothing extraordinary. Then 1992 happened. Whitney Houston covered it for The Bodyguard, and her version sold over 20 million copies worldwide. Here's Dolly's genius. She retained 100% of the publishing rights. Every time Whitney's version played, every radio spin, every movie license, every streaming play, Dolly got paid. Whitney's version alone made Dolly over $10 million. Total earnings from all versions over 50 years, over $50 million. 8 minutes of heartbreak became generational wealth. Meanwhile, Porter Wagoner, the man who inspired it, died with a fraction of Dolly's fortune. Song number 3, Yesterday by the Beatles composed while sleeping. Lyrics in 7 minutes. $100 million. Paul McCartney woke up one morning in 1964 with a complete melody in his head. He stumbled to the piano and played it through once. The melody was so perfect, so finished, that Paul was convinced he'd accidentally remembered someone else's song. He spent weeks asking musicians, have you heard this before? Nobody had, because he'd composed it in his sleep. He used placeholder lyrics. Scrambled eggs, oh my baby, how I love your legs, for months. The real lyrics came during a trip to Portugal when he locked himself in a bathroom for 7 minutes and wrote the entire lyric sheet. From subconscious melody to finished song, maybe 10 minutes of actual work. Yesterday became the most covered song in history with over 2,200 recorded versions. It's been played on radio an estimated 7 million times. Publishing rights alone have generated over $30 million. Total revenue across all formats? Well over $100 million. The Beatles almost gave it away to another artist because it didn't fit their style. Instead, Paul's 10-minute accident became one of the most profitable recordings in music history. Song number 2, Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana. 8 minutes. Rehearsal jam. $100 million. Kurt Cobain was killing time before band practice in 1991, just noodling on his guitar. He stumbled onto the Teen Spirit riff by accident. The band learned the entire song structure in 8 minutes. Kurt thought it was embarrassingly simple, too much like a Pixies ripoff, and wanted to scrap it. Producer Butch Vig convinced him to record it anyway. One take later, they had the song that would destroy hair metal and define Generation X. It cost $600 to record. Within 2 years, it had generated over $50 million in album sales alone. Kurt hated performing it live. He'd intentionally mess up the lyrics because he was embarrassed by how basic it was. Meanwhile, that simplicity made Nirvana approximately $100 million through album sales, licensing, and merchandise. The music video, which cost only $30,000, has been viewed over 1.5 billion times. 8 Minutes of Boredom became the most important song of the 1990s. Kurt never understood why this throwaway jam, of all his carefully crafted songs, was the one that changed everything. Song number 1, Hallelujah by Leonard Cohen. 8 minutes, cheap keyboard, $50 million and counting. Leonard Cohen struggled with Hallelujah for years, writing over 80 verses trying to perfect it. But the actual melody and chord structure, he composed that in 8 minutes on a $50 Casio keyboard in a hotel room in 1984. After years of overthinking, the music itself came out in one effortless burst. His original recording flopped completely. The song seemed destined for obscurity. Then Jeff Buckley covered it in 1994. Then it appeared in Shrek. Then Rufus Wainwright. Then 300 plus other artists. Suddenly, Hallelujah was everywhere. Weddings, funerals, talent shows, movies. Cohen's estate has made over $1 million per year from Hallelujah since his death in 2016. Total revenue across all covers and licenses over 40 years. Over $50 million and still climbing. All from 8 minutes with a cheap keyboard, solving a problem that had haunted him for years. The irony? The 80 verses he spent years crafting? Most versions don't even use them. It's that 8-minute melody everyone remembers. Let's do the math. 8 songs, combined writing time, less than 90 minutes total. Combined earnings, over $600 million. That's approximately $7 million per minute of creative effort. Meanwhile, albums these artists spent years perfecting? Many of them flopped. The lesson isn't don't work hard. It's that inspiration doesn't care about your timeline. Sometimes your best work happens when you're half asleep, heartbroken, or just killing time before practice. If this blew your mind, smash that like button and subscribe to Hidden Notes for more stories the music industry doesn't want you to know. Drop a comment. Which of these 8 surprised you most? I'm betting it was number 1. Until next time, remember, sometimes the best ideas come when you're not even trying.